And what if you fail? What would that feel like? Would it be that different than your current state of creative passivity? For me, those two states were the same. The idea of writing something and it not going anywhere, failing, and not writing because I was too afraid of failing was about equal. If you do fail, can you survive it? I think you can. Talk to someone on their deathbed. In 2011, Bronnie Ware published a book about her time as a palliative care nurse. She documented the 5 biggest regrets of people on their deathbed. The number one regret of people about to pass away: I wish I'd had the courage to live a life more true to myself and didn't worry so much about what others expected of me. So look, you can unpack that in a bunch of different ways, but for me, the takeaway is that it is our duty to listen to our inner voice in order to be our truest self. So let's take a step to the edge for a second. Let's just consider the uncomfortable. Now look, my Aaron Sorkin idea, Dad, wasn't there yet. But Aaron Sorkin didn't become Aaron Sorkin by allowing anyone who did something before him halt his development, right? Granted, he's a white male, and that gave him opportunity, you bet. And that's not just my opinion, that's a statistical fact. As a female showrunner, I frequently find myself in these conversations, talking about how key roles in the entertainment industry aren't going to women. It's why I make a practice of hiring predominantly women, even if their resumes don't support it yet. But guys, Aaron Sorkin is not the problem. He's merely the incumbent. He is currently holding office, which means you get to be the challenger. And yes, your path into the arena must be a challenge. And in order to do that, you gotta enter the arena. That's where the choice comes into play. My path as the challenger started after I gave birth to my first son, Jackson. I went back to work too early. I say that because I had postpartum depression. And a few years ago, no one was really talking about postpartum depression because a lot of people associated it with the stigma that you were broken. Well, I was not broken, but I was experiencing a hormonal imbalance. I felt like I was having an identity crisis. I didn't feel like myself when I was with my son. I didn't feel like myself when I was at work, which made my first job back, shooting an independent film in Philadelphia, hard. You see, it also happened to fall on my first Mother's Day. I was away from my 6-week-old son, surrounded by male comedians, and they start giving me hell, right? They're teasing me, saying that they'll send my son a Mother's Day card on my behalf. It would be more intimate if they signed it from the nanny. Was my son calling the nanny mom yet? As you can guess, I cried. I broke down right there. I still remember their faces, It was so awkward and painful and silent. But there was also something really funny about it. But I didn't know it in the moment. I went back to my hotel room and I called my husband, who's also my producing partner, smart guy. And he said, "You gotta write this down. We watch TV all the time. When's the last time you saw this story? You can't be the only one experiencing this." It was, right? The choice. And this time, goddammit, I said yes. I wrote it, it fumbled out of me, it was awkward and not perfect. And for those of you who are familiar with my series, Broken Moms, you know that it is the finale